You know how in jazz music there's that thing where like it kind of sounds like the musicians are playing completely random notes, but also it kind of flows together in a way that is coherent? I feel like at some point everyone has asked themselves, is this stuff like as complicated as it sounds, or are these guys just goofing around? It's called key modulations, and this is when you change what key you're playing in mid-song. In jazz music, they're doing this constantly, and it gets a little bit overstimulating, but in like pop music or EDM, if a songwriter can figure out how to do this tastefully, you can do some pretty insane things. I have attempted to explain this before in like two earlier reels, but honestly, I did kind of a piss poor job. So let's try this for real. So let's say this is a verse we're working on. We've got a chord progression and a vocal melody. Both are very basic. They start and end in the same key, and they don't really move at all.
Don't we like to say we're so distinct? Knows you the same like flakes of snow. You think you know.
That's verse 1. Now what if, say, we wanted verse 2 to modulate to a different key and then back?
Bad habits are so hard to break. Stuck in the ground like blades of grass. We stay the path.
Way more interesting. What we've done is started in G minor, modulated up to E flat, and then used a second modulation at the end to modulate back to G. There are a handful of different ways to do this, but my favorite one is when you take a chord that the two keys have in common and use that as a pivot to introduce that new key. So that's how jazz music works. Thanks for watching. Follow for more.